You're watching Local 5 News.
This weekend, Democrats passed the Inflation Reduction Act through the Senate. It's a $740 billion package that addresses climate change, taxes, and health care. A cap on the cost of insulin was debated, but it was blocked by Republicans after the Senate parliamentarian said it violated a budget rule. Senator Chuck Grassley and Senator Joni Ernst both voted to lower the cost of insulin through a different measure called the Kennedy Amendment, which aimed to repurpose funding from the CARE Act. That's to ensure health centers could offer discounted insulin to low-income families.
Now, no Democrats voted to pass this amendment, leaving a cap on insulin costs out of the bill. Local 5's Larissa Leone spoke with both of the Iowa senators on their decision, as well as an Iowan who is affected by the high prices of insulin. Larissa, what are they telling us?
Yes, Stephanie, Senator Chuck Grassley says he did not vote against lowering the cost of insulin. He says he cast his vote as a way to respect the parliamentary's judgment of what is legal to do under the 1974 budget. Both Grassley and Iowa Senator Joni Ernst say they have supported multiple efforts to lower the cost of prescription drugs, including insulin. One Iowa living with diabetes says we need our policy members across the aisle to settle legislation that makes insulin less expensive for all Americans.
Insulin costs have just kept increasing, and I don't know how a lot of people do it. I really don't.
Layla Kosman is a type 1 diabetic. She says diabetes is never an easy journey. But with record inflation and a global pandemic, the extra pressure of life greatly impacts people with the disease.
Stress levels can make their numbers go higher, so then they're needing to use more insulin.
Dr. Anuj Bhargava is a physician at Iowa Diabetes Research Center. He says he is disappointed to see that the populations that need help with the cost of insulin the most are oftentimes being left out of the legislative conversations.
Uninsured patients have a lot of challenges. How to pay doctor visits and then pay for their medication. So we have, for example, here a free clinic. So people who are below certain income, they can come to us and we can see them free.
Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley says his vote was not against capping insulin prices. He says he has worked towards lowering the cost of insulin for years. Grassley is currently working on a new bipartisan bill that is in the early stages, called the Shaheen-Collinsville bill.
That's a bipartisan bill by two women members of the Senate, and what they're trying to do is get a bill that can get 60 votes in the United States Senate, because the bill that passed the House of Representatives can't get 65 votes.
As for Layla, she is hopeful policymakers can settle on legislation that can help people afford insulin fast, as time is not on some people's side, leaving them to resort to deadly practices to savor the insulin they have.
I've talked to 2 or 3 people in the last couple of weeks that are having to ration their insulin. Like they'll take 1 dose of mealtime insulin a day rather than 3 because they can afford it.
Dr. Bhargava says if you are struggling to pay for insulin, it's important to be your own best advocate. He says there are several resources to help you, like taking part in diabetic research that can often get you free care that you need. Larissa Leone, Local 5 News, we are Iowa.